Yo, what up? Big Boy. Vicious Lies and Dangerous Rumors. Big Boy's newest album, Big Boy? He is the other half of Outkast. Outkast is a classic rap duo from the South. They're part of the Dungeon family. Check them out. As a group, none of their albums have been better than ATLiens, in my opinion. I've never been let down by any of their releases. And if I was, it was only to my unreasonable expectations, after ATLiens especially. ATLiens itself ranks up in there with my favorite albums of all time. This is Big Boy's third solo LP, counting Speaker Box, and I've loved them all so far. Needless to say, I'm a fan, but so are many others. This album strays even further from Outkast's roots, and pushing Big Boy into new, uncharted territory. Having electro influences, funk influences, indie rock influences added in for good measures, featuring artists like Little Dragon, Pentagram, which are not rap affiliated. They're somewhat famous, but I didn't Google them, so don't ask me. As well as your expected artists like Killer Mike, T.I., B.O.B., Crit, UGK, Luda. He even has 8 bars filed from Pimp C still someplace on his hard drives. And to be honest, I don't recall hearing a whack rapped verse on the whole album. Maybe on Mama Told Me, that being debatable. His features hold up that well, and he does as well. You can hear Big Boy's maturation. He's talking about how sexuality is objectified in today's rap scene, talking about marital issues. He has some hard topics here, but he covers them just as well as he picks them. But don't fear, it isn't 100% conscious. You still have the braggadocio shit talking with the mean flow as well. For good. He has 2 southern rap anthems. The first one in the A with T.I. and Luda, which is my personal preference, and Gossip with UGK, Big Crit. While they're both dope, I prefer the verses and the hook in the A. It's a superior song, not to slander Gossip too much, though. With B.O.B., he has an oddly happy song about how death is inevitable. It has indie rock influences. It's a good song. So let me get this one right out of the way right here before I talk about the beats. The last 2 tracks on the regular edition suck ass. Both are dedicated to his deceased dad, and you can hear his sorrow singing emo Big Boy, mourning like he's gone. How can I go on? It's sad and heartfelt, but as music, it's not appealing. Big Boy can't sing too well, doesn't sound all too great, and really nobody wants to hear it. And I don't think that anybody should be paying money to hear somebody getting over their own demons if it's not appealing to a wider group of audience, or a grown man crying over a beat for almost 10 minutes. It's just not that cool. I would have been cool with Tremendous Damage in itself, but with Descending added on, it puts a nail in the coffin. The beats, on the other hand, are unique and refreshing. You get a lot of singing and bridges here instead of a typical third verse in multiple cases. But the singing is good and it adds flavor, but the third verse is a slight disappointment. The beats are slightly poppy in a good way, funkish, and sounding somehow futuristic. I've never heard anybody rap over beats like this before. I'm sure someone in the comment sections will correct me, and please do. I'd be sure like to hear another album which sounds like this one, because this one was terrific. Keep on with the innovation, Big Boy, for sure. As a big Outkast stan, this album is defying my expectations or wishes. The one thing I would love to have seen here is an old school 6-minute song with 4, 5, 6 verses on it, without this, the album feels a little calculated, or at least planned, strategized, rehearsed, or whatever you want to call it. But there's something to be said for that one as well. It fits more in the line of Big Boy solo work, and that's progression, which would make sense, by the way, than the greater Outkast lineage, which neither Andre nor Big Boy are really carrying on. They're both trying to be innovative, or sometimes just a little weird. But as long as you approach this album with an open mind, you'll find a unique, well-produced, neo-funk inspired production, A1 verses, strong features, as well as a terrific album within its own right, which it would be wrong just to damn because you're nostalgic for Outkast or just a little bit too thirsty. I mean, we're all a little thirsty to get Outkast back, but I don't think we'll get it. So, just to get this one out of the way, in my reviews, 5 out of 5 does not mean that it's a perfect album. In my opinion, that would be foolish just to give those albums a 5 out of 5. I use the whole scale. In my opinion, 5 out of 5 is given to exceptional albums that I would recommend to a friend without a doubt. Yes, 5 out of 5.